Okay, tell me if it's working now. It might take it a second.
You had to accept something.
That's it.
There you are.
Okay, good. Alright, let's pull up. Just to remind everybody what we went over the other day. Let's pull up a couple of, and then we'll go into the last section. Chapter 4, right? Is it, D is the last one we did, but which is the income tax, E or F? E is an echo? Okay. Well, let's go D. Let's go pull up a couple of problems, make sure everybody's good with that. We did these. Let's see what we got. This is the one I want to test you on right here. This one says, compare the monthly payments on a $90,000 loan. Can you see that okay?
No, I can't see it.
Hold on. Is it blowing up?
No.
How about that?
It's not blowing up.
Yeah, it's not blowing up. Oh, okay. I know how to do it. I got to do it on my monitor since that's what you're seeing. Let me do it this way. How's that?
That's bigger.
Okay. So it's not reading the projection, it's reading this. She's looking at this. So if I freeze the screen, go to a porn site, she's not going to see the screen, she's going to see the porn site. Okay, now I got it down. All right, so let's do this. She's sitting there, she ain't even, oh. Okay, compare the two. You need a $90,000 loan. Option 1, 30-year loan at 6.65, and option 2, 15-year loan at 6.25. Now I want you to take a minute and crank that out, and then I want you to, you're going to have to do two separates. The amortization, I'm going to have to go pull it up. Dadgummit. Maybe if I hit question help, view an example. There it is. I don't have to. Now I can go to snipping tool, new. Give me a second. Cancel. Where's my? There. Snipping tool. Save, capture, yes. There we go. All right, now we'll pull in our handy dandy whiteboard. We're going to have to make the whiteboard smaller because I'm going to have to split screen. Can you see all that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, bring this in. Since I've scaled everything up, I've got to redo everything. Sorry. All right. Things I do for y'all. Y'all just complain about me. All right. Arrow. Can't find my arrow is disappearing. I've got to make this screen bigger so I can see the arrow. Sorry. There. Okay, so plug and chug. Oops. There we go. last night my ear started hurting. I got a lot of fluid behind this ear, and I took 2 decongestants this morning. I hope I don't fall out. I don't know how to get that fluid out from behind my ear. No, it's not popping, but that's what it feels like. It's got fluid behind it. Well, last night it actually started twinging just a little bit, but I laid all night on my left side, and that took some of the pressure off. But I'm trying to dry it out by taking decongestants. But I got a test Friday in Columbia to take. I'm gonna be in Columbia tomorrow and Friday, and I hope it don't start acting up. So if anybody's got any home meds to get fluid out from behind the ear, I often heard you pour alcohol in your ear, but I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe I might pour some vodka in it.
Or your ear.
Probably just some rubbing alcohol. I actually had a guy that worked on the farm drank rubbing alcohol one time. He put some sugar in it, some food color, and drank it. He did drink that alcohol though. He drank it. He drank the whole bottle. I saw him drink the whole bottle. I was like 14. He also smoked rabbit tobacco. So.
Crazy Memphis is doing that.
Yeah. I have not seen rabbit tobacco. It used to grow in the pastures like crazy, but now it don't. I guess they got rid of it somehow. I don't know. I don't see it anymore.
It grows a lot down towards like Aiken and Edgefield and everything. So.
Well, it used to grow up here. I wonder what happened to it. And I used to see little blue butterflies. You know how you see butterflies in the summer and they're all grouped together, little blue ones, but you don't see those anymore. Or maybe I was just on some kind of drug. Maybe I was on rabbit tobacco and rubbing alcohol. I hadn't seen those little blue butterflies, and I don't know when. Little blue ones, about that big, and they'd always be in groups. Anybody ever seen them before? Maybe I'm crazy. Sounds like a country song. Maybe I'm crazy. Y'all quiet, Miss Lancaster. You ciphering? Okay, she's not talking to us. She's mad at us. No, that ain't happening. No, that ain't happening. I might get drunk. I've heard that too. I remember when I was a kid, my mother used to put warm drops of something in my ear. No, it was medicine or oil. It was some kind of oil or something.
Sweet oil. You know what?
It was real slippery.
She has earaches all the time. My mom took her to the doctor. The sweet oil felt her ear better than the eardrops that the doctor gave her. I mean, when she's up trying not to sleep her ears.
Well, it started twinging last night, and I said, "Oh God!" I said, "I can't do this." I said, "This started hurting. I'm trying to study for this test." So I started laying on this, and I took 2 decongestants last night, and I took 2 this morning. So, all right, I'm going to work this with the handy dandy calculator. Miss Lancaster, can you see that okay? I hope she's still on. We'll have to come down a little bit. Well, that's not affecting y'all. Because I blew this up. I forgot all about blowing up your screen. That works out good. Y'all can still see better. All right, so let me check see if she's still on. You still on? Chime. Supposed to be chime. All right. So what's our APR? 0.0665. 0.0665 divided by 12 is going to be that number. I'm going to save that as fraction. Stow, alpha, fraction. Enter. And we're going to multiply that by 90,000. And that's that number. We're going to stow that, alpha, numerator. And then we got our fraction right here, plus 1, but I'm going to flip it. So I'm going to do 1 divided by, parentheses, 1 plus my fraction, alpha f, close parentheses, and that's going to be what's in parentheses right there. 1 divided by 1 plus this. And when I do it like this, what happens to my NY? Turns from a negative to a what? Positive. So there's that number, and I'm going to raise it to the 30 times 12 is 360. 3/60th power. And then I'm going to subtract that from 1. And that's my denominator. Stow, alpha, D. So now I take alpha, N, and divide by alpha, D. Enter. So what's my mortgage payment? $577.77. That's a decent house payment. My house payment is $1,100. I wasn't giving up my house. Sorry. But you gotta realize when you build your house on a farm, in the middle of the farm, you can't get rid of it because you don't know who's gonna buy it. So I wish I could have went out and got me a house, $577, but dang old farm, dang old sell a steer. They won't make payment. All right, so multiply that by what? 300 and what? 360 payments, right? And that's how much you're buying that $90,000 for. $208,000 for a $90,000 loan. Somebody's getting rooked. Now let's do it at 15. So point and a different interest rate. You don't need to write these down because I'm going to forget them. All right, 0.0625. 0.0625 divided by what? 12. And that's our fraction. Stow, alpha, fraction, F. Multiply that by 90,000. And that's stow, alpha, numerator. And just so you know, you can stow this stuff anywhere. Let me make sure, Miss, what you call it, is it? McCollum, where's Miss McCollum? Just in case, I don't want to leave her out. Offline 2 days ago. I don't think she's on. I'm going to send her an invite just in case. All right. Back to the story. All right. We got alpha n. That's our numerator. Now I'm going to take 1 plus, I'm going to take 1 divided by 1, parentheses, 1 plus fraction, alpha f, close parentheses. And that's this what right here. 1 over. See, it's to the negative. This is over 1. So what I'm doing is I'm flipping this. That'll be a positive exponent. That's what I'm doing. So 1, instead of this just being 1 plus the fraction, I'm putting it 1 over 1 plus the fraction. And that's equal to that. Raise that to the 15 times 12. Y'all help me out. What is it? 180. And that's that number. And then 1 minus that number. And that's my what? My denominator. So now I take alpha n, divide by alpha d. And what's my 15-year payment? 771 times what? 180? $138,902. What was the other one? Why? Nothing is what? You want that lower payment. You want it more spread out. You're going to have to what? Hey, nothing is free. Now, why would you do a 15-year payment versus a 30-year? Probably because you don't know how long you're going to be in the area. That's why. That's probably the most. Some people like to get it over with. But that is also based on, that's also based on what you, I'm trying to think of two things at one time here. If you can handle that payment. Some people put aside money for a house, and they put a down payment, and they figure, well, I'm going to pay $800. Well, they say a 30-year payment is $700, and a 15-year payment is $800. You had already budgeted for $800, so say, yeah, let's go ahead and knock it out. So it's up to you. Most people go with the 30 because they are going to stay at this house for the next 30 years. That was me. So I didn't have a choice. I mean, I'm not going to pick up stakes and move anywhere. So I knew, and I'm trying to think, let's see, if I'm trying to think of I don't mind using, I want to say 157,000. So 157,000 for 30 years and 15. I want to see what my difference would be at 4%. All right, run that through. I think it was around 157,000 when I refinanced. I can't remember.
How many years? 15?
30 and 15. I want to see how much my payment would go up. I may have that principle wrong, though. I can't remember. So 0.04 divided by 12 equals, and that's my fraction, so alpha, oops, so alpha fraction. Yes, what?
In this formula, what exactly is the brackets?
What brackets? Where? Right
In
here?
our book, it's got brackets, and then it's got 1 minus, and then everything's in brackets.
Because it's to the nt power. That's why. That nt right there, ny, I'm sorry. Y'all, they think y'all are too dumb to realize that t is in years.
So we don't even need the brackets, really. That messes me up really bad.
Yeah, you don't need that.
Okay. That makes me feel like I gotta do something before I.
No, I think they're trying to tell you there, if you were punching it in a calculator, you would have to put brackets around that denominator, or parentheses around that denominator, like I do with the fraction part. I put it in that. I think that's what they're trying to tell you. Okay, that's my alpha fraction, so I got that. Multiply that by 157,000, and that's my numerator. Stow alpha n, and then 1, see right here where I go 1 divided by parentheses, they put the brackets there to tell you that you might want to put parentheses around the denominator, because the calculator don't know if you're dividing 1 by 1 and then subtracting this, or if this whole thing. So that's why they put the brackets right here to tell you put the denominator in parentheses. So that's going to be 1 over 1 plus alpha fraction, close parentheses, equals raised to the 30 times 12 is 360. And then 1 minus that number, I get 0.698, and I'm going to store that, alpha D, got me talking about stove, one stove. And then alpha, let's see if my payment's right, alpha N divided by alpha D equals, nope, I must be wrong. I must have borrowed more than that, or I must have been financed more than that. Actually, we could find out what the payment is by multiplying through.
The over 15 sounds closer to what you're paying.
What?
The over 15 sounds closer to what you're paying.
Yeah, but it's not, unfortunately. What's the 15 come out to be?
It's like 1,161.
Yeah, so that means I borrowed, it's refinanced more than that then. Probably 214,000. I can't remember. I don't know why. Maybe 157 is what's left, I hope. I ain't never gonna pay it off anyway, so unless I sell some land. I'm trying to sell some land right now. I'm trying to fix it to where my mom and myself cannot have to worry about a mortgage. So I'm trying to sell some land right now. Anybody want to buy some land? I got some land for sale. They gonna set you up right across from the pig pen. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. All right. How could you? Let's see if y'all can figure it out. Take the formula. I'm gonna challenge y'all. Oh shoot! Might as well just start on another page. See if you can figure out using the formula. Just derive this formula. Oh shoot! I have to raise it up so I can find the cursor. There. What would you do if you wanted to solve that for P? You'd multiply both sides by all of this and divide by this. So you could do it. So let's see. I'll see if this I'm just playing around here. P is the actual, what did you borrow? And I'm going to, or let's see. No, the payment. Yeah, I want to find out, if I put in my payment, and I know my rate was 4%, I want to know what I borrowed. That's what I want to know. So, what I refinanced at. Because I can't remember. And then I want to take that number and do the 15 years. So I can really feel bad about it. Y'all getting what I want? I'm trying to feel bad about my decision. Okay? So, multiply both sides by this, and that's going to be my payment, times 1 minus 1 over 1 plus APR over N raised to the NT power. Okay? I just multiplied both sides times this, and I switched this. That's supposed to be an N. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so I just switched that to make that a positive. Equals P times APR over 12. And what I want to do to get P by itself, divide by APR over N, sorry, that's where that comes from. APR over N. And divide this by APR over N. So now plug in what I gave you. Payment equals 1,100. Oops. N is equal to 12. 30 years, T is equal to 30. What else I need to give you? NPR is 4%. Run that through this formula. And try to do it on your calculator without writing a bunch of stuff down. I'm just trying to get you to use your calculator like you're supposed to. Not taking the square root of 25 with it. See what you come up with then. And then run it through the original at 15 and see if the payment's going to be like $2,000. Whew. I think I'll just stay in the pasture for another 15 years. What's going on in Columbia this week? I called to get a hotel room, but the Hyatt place where I usually stay, almost $180 a night. I said, bump that. Dang old Holiday Inn Express. Pulled out my IH card, my little Holiday Inn Express card, or whatever it's called. Dang old $115 a night.
Are they having a meeting about the
Okay, I got a question about that. How does that work? Are they proposing that a man can just walk into a woman's restroom with women in it?
No, they're trying to ban local government from admin.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it like, if he owns a business,
Uh-huh.
it's his choice whether he makes a bathroom like that, instead of the government saying, okay, you're gonna make it where anybody can go in that bathroom.
Well, I really don't want my daughter going into a restroom that a man can come in. I don't give a rat's rear end who he is. I don't care nothing about it. I don't mind having a third bathroom. A third bathroom that's, like for dads to go in and change their daughter's diaper and stuff like that. I don't mind that. But it's only one room. One person can go in there at a time.
what they're saying is they want the transgender to go to the bathroom of their biological state. Not
Yeah.
their
Yeah, what they were
Yeah.
born, but they want to go to what they want to do.
Yeah, they're trying to stop business owners from saying that, okay, if you're transgender, you can go to a bathroom with your good body. The government, which is the legislature, they don't want that.
No, I don't either.
Me personally, they do that.
Well, how do you know that that transgender ain't a pervert, male or female?
It's just dressing up as whatever they
That,
want.
that opens the door for all kinds of pedophiles to go wherever they want to go.
I mean, my personal opinion, I don't want my son, if they do that, I don't want my son going into the bathroom, period, because I don't know who's in there.
And PayPal,
Yeah.
PayPal has stopped all their business in North Carolina. And like, they're gonna take away, if they haven't, they're gonna take away the NBA All-Star game because of that. Because North Carolina, they already passed a bill that, you know, local governments do not have like pro-choice. But a lot of business is backing out of North Carolina on this, you know, like PayPal.
I'm very impressed.
uh,
You actually know this. I'm very impressed. You're one of the few students that, you know, that I say something about your I'm very impressed.
So North Carolina has.
They fixed it to where the businesses can make their choice.
Yeah, in Charlotte, that's only in Charlotte. But
Okay.
the whole state of North Carolina just passed a bill where local governments do not have a choice. They're making, the government is making transgender go by their biological identity.
So what's Charles Barkley fussing about?
He's fussing because he's saying that that's discrimination, that's wrong, and that,
So Charles Barkley is for the transgender people.
yeah, and he's saying that the NBA should take away the NBA All-Star game.
That's crazy.
Are you telling me that the NBA All-Star Game is really worried about
Yeah, it's
transgender?
not coming to Charlotte no more. And like the Super Bowl for Atlanta, they were supposed to, you know, they New Georgia though.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be big for the 2018 season. It's not. They was gonna win it, but now since Atlanta's doing the same thing, 'cause that's like the game counting or whatever, they're not gonna win it.
So in other words, the government is for
The government is
him
for.
coming into the girls' bathroom if he wants to.
No,
There.
they're the local government saying that they can't. Because local governments can, you know, make
Somebody-
their own.
Somebody got it through, punched it through. I don't want to get off the subject too much. I just thought that was weird. I don't want nobody going in the bathroom that ain't supposed to be in there. I'm sorry. Just call me old-fashioned, call me a bigot or fascist or whatever they call Trump. They call him all kinds of names, so I guess you're going to call me. I just don't. And that ain't got nothing to do with the gay lifestyle or whatever. You go to the bathroom that you're supposed to go to. I'm sorry. I mean, this political correctness and this is ridiculous. Or have a third bathroom to where one person can go in there at a time. Or I think that's the only other alternative. I don't know. I just don't understand. I don't understand some stuff. Maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe I need to read up on some stuff. I don't know. All right, so let's just quit. I'm kidding. Heck, y'all just want to quit everything. All right, so let's see what I get. 0.04 divided by 12. Now, that's my fraction, so I'm just going to put that in there because I don't know where I'm going to use it yet. Alpha F. Okay, now, we need to go ahead and do this right here. So we're going to take 1 plus 1 over parentheses 1 plus my fraction, alpha F, close parentheses, and that's this right here. I'm going to raise that to the 360th power. And that gives me that number right there, right? 307, blah, blah, blah. All right, we're going to 1 minus that. Trying to think and do stuff at the same time in my head and it's starting to shut me down. Inverse answer. All right, did y'all get 0.6982 for the top right here? All right, we're going to multiply that by my payment, which I told you is $1,100. And that's the numerator. Stow alpha n. My denominator is basically the fraction, right? So I'm going to take my alpha n, and divide it by alpha f, which is my fraction. And that gives me 230, so I guess that's about right. So I refinance for 230 when I refinance my house. So that means that the house, I guess I owe $230,000 on the house. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that'd be right, wouldn't it? So $230,000. So now I'll take that $230,000, and we know that at 30 months, it's what? At 30 months. At 30 years, it's $1,100. So if I wanted to pay that off, let's just say $230,000. So let's do the $230,000 now. So that's going to be, we've got to change this because, no, we don't have to change that, do we? No. So that's going to be 230,000 times my fraction, which is second function, or alpha f. That's my numerator. So stow alpha numerator. And then we're going to divide by all that other stuff. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to punch in this. I feel like I've already done it, but we'll do it again. So 1 divided by, parentheses, 1 plus my fraction, alpha f, close parentheses, raised to the, did you say 180 is 15 times 12? Raised to the 180th power. And then 1 minus that. I get 0.45, and that's stow alpha d. So alpha n, can't find it, divided by alpha d equals $1,700. So I'd have to pay another $600. So you weigh your interest. If you know you're going to be there for 100 years from now, then there's no sense in, unless you're just one of these people that says that's really wanting to get it paid off. If you're one of those type, you know what I'm talking about, because there's some people that are very anal about stuff like this, and oh God, I don't want 30 years. I want 15. You know, I'm serious. You got people like that, and I'm not one of them. Okay, I'm not. Oh gosh, let's pay another $500 so I can get rid of that loan. At some point in your life, when you're a young person, middle-aged, or getting over middle-aged, whichever you want to call it, there's a certain part of your life that you go, okay, I need to make some decisions because I know I'm going to be here. And that's one of them, the house. If you don't think you're going to be here, you go to the military or whatever, you spend your 18 through 26 years traveling, doing whatever, whenever you come back home, because most of the time you do, around 26 or 25, you're going to start to say to yourself, okay, I think I'm done. I think I'm going to just, and that's when you need to decide whether 15 or 30 years or whatever. Okay? So, now that y'all know that I pay $1,100 payment, heck gum, I hope my house is worth more than 100, 230 when I get it paid off. Heck gum. What? That's just my house and 5 acres. No, that's not, I don't include that. That's farms, that's another part. Yeah, I don't have that in there. There ain't even any tractors on my 5 acres. I just have a little shed and dang old horses, and that's about it. Everything else is on the farm, I keep it separate. That way if they come take the house, they can't touch the farm because it ain't got anything to do with it. So hopefully they ain't gonna come take the house. I already made it through a divorce, so I think I'll be all right. All right. Now, what are we gonna talk about now? We're gonna talk about income tax. So let's turn to our handy dandy. First of all, let me check the time. I don't know what time. What time's class over? Okay, let's just do a little preemptive section or preview of coming attractions. I want you to really read this section, okay? I want you to, is it 4E? You said it was 4E. There's a lot of stuff in here that you're going to have to read and you're going to have to make notes on. So I'm going to go through the next 10 minutes and I'm going to show you some things that you really need to read. I'll be honest with you, I've taught this class for about 3, 4, probably 5 semesters, and I have learned more about income tax in this book. I will give the book, any book that teaches income tax. This is the first time I've actually had to teach, 5 semesters ago, it was the first time I actually had to teach business math. Never taught business math before. And I have learned so much out of this section. So out of all the sections that we've gone over, this one right here is probably the most applicable, besides the problem we just did with the amortization. This is probably the most valuable that you will know, because how many of you know about income taxes? Not many people know. Unless you're in an accounting family or an accounting job, most of the time you have no clue. And it's very important that you learn this, because you're going to learn some things that you're not aware of. So it's very important that you read. Of course, I want you to read Income Tax Basics.
I do like income tax.
You do what?
I do like income tax.
Yeah, it will, because you don't know of some of the things. I would highly suggest that you read this section 2 or 3 times if you do your own taxes. I ain't got the patience. I just give it to Scarborough's and I let them do it. They're very good about it. But anyway, their office stinks, but they smoke a lot, and I can't go in there. I have to just talk to them on the phone. But anyway, this is how it works. Your gross income, you're minus the income, then you get your adjusted income. This is kind of I'm not going to go by this because I don't like this, okay? So we're going to move on to the next page. But read what's the top right here. Read this, all right? Let me go to the next page. Right here, exemptions and deductions. Read that. That's important. So highlight the first part, highlight this. I'm just going to give you a little bit to go on today. Make sure you know what income is and what non-income is. Income is anything that's paid to you. That's income. Whether it is dividends on stock market, whether it's your job, whether it's rental houses, that's income. If you rent a house, if you have a house, a second or third home, and you rent 2 other ones out, okay, that money, that rent that comes in, that's income. My ex-wife, okay, I give her money each month. That's income. I write it off my taxes. She has to add it on her taxes because that's income. All right? Anything you get from anybody is income. So why do people want cash when they do something? Exactly. In the surveying business, okay? Because that's money that I can use and not put on income tax. See, that's one of the first things you learn in this section. Okay? I didn't teach that to you. You just came up with it. All right? That's why a lot of people want cash, because they don't have to report it. Okay? Huh? What's so ironic about it? I didn't even. Yeah. Okay? We won't talk. Well, now let's see what it says, and I'll tell you if it's true or not. Karen earned wages. No, that's not true. So read about the deductions and exemptions. Tax rates. You're going.
Somebody won the lottery and gave you $1 million. You have to pay taxes on what they give you.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I won a scratch off one time. I won $1,000. And back then, you could go to Greenville and cash it in, because anything over $1,000, you have to either take it to one of the offices. Now you have to take it to Columbia, because they closed all the other offices, I think. So, or you mail it in, either one. And you'll get like $900 or $860 back, because they take off a certain amount, because it's $1,000. If it was $1 million, they take off. Usually what you say, and this is what I do, is when somebody gives you money or you win money or whatever, go ahead and take 20% off, because that's what you're going to get back, around 20%. So if you win $1 million, this 20% probably going to go to the government.
So if somebody wins $10 million and they give you $1 million, you have to pay 20% of that million as opposed to 30 or 40% of, like.
Well, that's what we're going to see. But as a generality, 20% is usually a good number to give you an idea of how much money you're going to walk home with. I just tell people to use that, because the tax, they call it the tax code. It's what they call it. And there it is. I want you to, now, for right now, we're going to use this, and they are probably basing everything on this. Read this. Okay? Let's just assume everybody in here is single. Okay? If you make up to $8,000, you pay 10% of that. Let's just say $9,000. This is $9,000. So you know $900 to the government. Okay? How is that taken out? That's taken out with your check, FICA, and your Social Security and all that. Now your employer, me, if I employed you on the farm, I have to pay twice the Social Security. Okay? I have to pay twice that. So that's why you see a lot of people being paid what? Cash. That's why I pay a lot of my employees cash. You get a little bit more, but I don't have to worry about the paperwork. So, well, what if you don't make? Let's say you make $60,000 or $75,000. Well, $75,000 is right in here. Sorry, right in here. How much of each dollar goes to Uncle Sam? 25%. What if you make $1 million? 40%. Now, well, sometimes it helps, sometimes it don't. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I'm just doing a single. Now, there is a little bit of relief on that, because not all of your $4 million or not all of your $1 million is taxed at 40%. And that's the difficult part. All right? And we're going to go through that next week. Okay? What you do is you subtract $8,925 and you tax that at 10%. Then you subtract $36,000 and you tax that at 15%. Then you subtract $87,000. Remember when I said I made 75 or we made 75? Then you would subtract $75,000 from this, or up to $75,000. So whatever was left, like after you took from $36,250, then $36,250 up to $75,000 would be taxed at what? 25%. And you have to break it up. And that's what you're paying the tax people for. Because sometimes it's not that bad once you do two or three problems, then you can go boop, 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 and you can get your total. But the whole point is, a lot of people, I showed this to a person in one class about 3 semesters ago, when everybody was talking about distribution and people were saying that rich people need to give more. I showed this to somebody in one of my classes and they went, oh my gosh, people are giving 40%. And but see, that's not what the media tells you. The media tells you that everybody's giving what? 10%. And it's not. That's why people were raising a lot of sin about people wanting more from rich people. Heck, they're already giving 40%. How much more do you want? So it kind of pays to have a little bit of education. And a lot of people are not educated at this. Now, this was taken, this table ignores the effects, exemption, and all that. doesn't tell where it comes, but I guarantee you they based this on a federal table somewhere. They don't say where they got it from, but that's where. See, and here's how. I want you to make a note of this right here. This person, let's say, where does this come from? It comes from an example. Hold on, let me find the example. Let's see how much the person's making. Here it is. Using 2,000 to assume that Deidre is single with no dependents. Her adjusted gross income is $90,000. All right, you go through and take off anything now savings accounts, that's not taxable. IRAs, not taxable. Anything retirement funds, not taxable. So you take that off of the income. And she ends up with $80,000. Now she takes that $80,000, and this is the part I want you to read about right here under here. That $80,000, here it is. Her first $9,000 or her first $8,925 is what? At 10%, and you get a number down here. Then, this is the trick right here. What is left at 15%? Well, you have to take the high limit of that tax bracket, which is right here, $36,250, and subtract what you've already taxed, and then what's remaining is taxed at what? 15% or 20% or whatever. Then the next one, you take the $80,000. In my case, when I said $75,000, you would take $75,000 and minus the $36,250, and then that portion is taxed at what? 25%. This right here is what you need to learn for this section. If you don't get this right here, then you're going to have a hard time with this section. So, and I'll stop it after I do this right here. I want you to take your book and I want you to learn what they're doing right here, because I could teach it to you, I'm blue in the face, but you're going to have to understand. You don't do 10 at 8,925 and then 15 at 36,250, because that's awful. You'll be taxing yourself what? Twice for the $8,025. You'll be charging yourself $10,000, and then you'll be taxing it another $8,000 at 15%. You'll be taxing yourself 2 or 3 times. So you have to subtract the previous level out from the next level. Does that make sense? Okay, so
$1 million, you would start at 10%.
and work your way up to 400,000. Yes.
Paying 40% on the whole million.
And you would have $1 million. The last tax bracket would be $1 million or $1,010,000 or $1 million whatever minus 400,000, and that would be at 39.6%. So what I want you to learn before Tuesday next week is I want you to read income tax, gross income, all that stuff, exemptions and everything, and I want you to go over this right here 2 or 3 times in your head and get a grasp on this, because this is what you're going to be tested on. Capiche? All right, let me get the roll before y'all leave, and let me turn this off. You still there? What is that? Oh, she's not talking. We're going to say bye. She needs to hit the mute button and tell us bye. Okay, she's not going to do it. That's fine. Don't speak, Miss Lancaster. That's fine. We know how it is. Bye. Have a good weekend. Everybody say bye.